What is up, you guys? Welcome to another Clash of the Horns. In today's video, we're going to do a mock draft. So you guys can see the best available. We're just going to do a brand new mock draft. The best available player at the moment, whether it's a wide receiver. So we have needs, legitimate needs and concerns. And then we have, hey, you know what? It wouldn't hurt to get a late first round quality player. Maybe not a position in need that's immediate need, but it's going to be a future need. So why not go and get a guy that's like a first round talent at 52, at 57, etc., etc. So that's my thinking going into this mock draft. So let me know what you later. This is a really good one that the Draft Network has. So I'm just going to use this one and then we'll just go along with it. So we're going to start the draft right now. And then you obviously already know Joe Burrow is going to go number 1. Chase Young will be number 2, etc., etc. So usually the first round is kind of already spoken about. This is where the Rams basically just hang out and chill for a little bit. We don't have any first round picks, so there's no reason to think that we're going to move into the first round. We never do that, except for Jared Goff, just for the quarterback position. But other than that, the Rams like to trade picks, and I would not be surprised if they were to trade the pick 52 for like a bundle of more picks if like a team like the Dolphins or the Patriots decide they want to trade with us. So that would be a good move. But let's just say pick 52, we have to choose a player. We have all these needs right there. Go best player available, and that would be, I can't lie, man, I'm gonna have to go with Zach Bond, especially the way that teams have him kind of linked into the first round. I'm gonna have to go with Zach Bond on this one, edge rusher out of Wisconsin. So you decided to do that. Now we have all these talented players right now. So I'm going to have to go with T. Higgins. T. Higgins, wide receiver out of Clemson. Big body, big frame, wide receiver. Yes, we could go offensive line right now. We could go, probably linebacker with William Gay Jr. But I'm going to say at this moment, the best player available, in my opinion, is going to be T. Higgins. So we're going to go with T. Higgins, wide receiver. So that's where all these, picks are getting drafted. Everyone's getting drafted. A lot of players are leaving the board. And I would not be surprised if some of these guys are still there. So there we go. There's another edge rusher, another edge rusher, another edge rusher, lots of edge rushers. I'm looking at this, and there's Troy Dye, linebacker. We already picked up an edge rusher, wide receiver, and we still need a linebacker. So there's Troy Dye right there. And I'm still looking. So at the linebacker position, I think Troy Dye would be a safe bet at this point. So we're going Troy Dye, Oregon. Lots of good players getting picked up right now. And let's see, the Rams have yet to pick an offensive lineman. We have yet to pick an offensive lineman so far. We're going to go with, there's Logan Stenberg, there's Troy Bidash, Shane Lemieux. So I'm going to go with Logan Stenberg. If you guys haven't seen him already, the dude is a big body guy, 6'6", 320 pounds. Not the fastest guy, but he makes up with it with power and with technique and high IQ, and also really good pass protection out of Kentucky. So that's what the Rams need. They need a guy that won't get pushed around, that can pass protect for Jared Goff. So we're going to go with Logan Stenberg, first offensive lineman we take for the interior. We still have, I think, another third. No, we still have a fourth and sixth and seventh round. So we'll see what's left in the fourth round. So we got fourth round right here. Zach Moss, running back. So at this point, you're looking at maybe we could go running back, maybe not. A lot of people have, Zach Moss getting picked up pretty early. But since the mock draft and landed the way it did, I'm still looking around to see what other offensive linemen are there. So you still have John Simpson, who was looked at by combine standards as one of the best guards in the draft. So if you guys are a tape guy, he still has really decent tape for Clemson as a Clemson offensive lineman. But then if you look at the actual profile on the draft profile, the dude has a pretty damn good profile. He looked to be a starter in about a season or two from now. And I'm just looking at the rest of the offensive line. Ben Bredesen, another good guard prospect. It's the dip hits really hard for offensive linemen after the fourth round. So I want to make sure I get a quality offensive lineman, someone that I know will come and play and contribute very well. And let's go with, you know what? Why not? Let's go with John Simpson, guard, Clemson. So far, so good. I think my draft looks pretty damn good. So we got an edge rusher who looks to have gone from the late first round into the mid to late second round. T. Higgins, wide receiver, another guy that ended up in the second round, who's going to be a beast in the NFL, who can come in. Maybe later on Robert Woods retires and the Rams don't have another option, but they decided to get T. Higgins when they did, and he was a good receiver for Clemson. So really big frame, good hands, speed, pretty decent speed, and he's good in one-on-one matchups. Then you have Troy Dye out of Oregon, linebacker, who's really good pass protector, decent pickup when we were drafting. So Troy Dye is going to be a solid player. Then you have Logan Stenberg and John Simpson, two powerful guards who look to really help out this offensive line. Now let's go availability. And at this point, you want to get the best players available. So I'm looking at Antonio Gandy Golden, who is a good wide receiver out of Liberty. Tanner Muse, another hybrid linebacker type of safety prospect. He played a lot of safety, but he also played inside in the box for Clemson, who got interceptions. He forced fumbles, deflected passes. He does everything. He's kind of like Corey Littleton / Taylor Rapp 2.0. He's basically those two guys into one player. So I'm actually going to go with Tanner Muse. I'm not even going to look at the rest. I mean, you still have Solomon Kinley, who's got some issues as a lineman. Raquan Williams, who's going to be more of a run-stopping nose tackle, defensive tackle type of guy. We don't really need a guy like that at the moment, so we'll go with best player available, Tanner Muse, safety / linebacker. And then that's when I think we have one more selection after this, and then that's it. So I'm going to keep looking down the list and seeing what's available. There's still Lavert Hill in there. That's about it, man. I don't really see anybody else that catches my eye, passes the eye test. So yeah, we're gonna go. Hopefully he's still there, Lavert Hill. Lavert Hill, cornerback, more of a slot guy ever since Nickel Roby-Coleman, was released to save cap room, because he did have about $4 or $5 million that the Rams saved by letting him go. Maybe they look at addressing it a different way. They still have Tanner Muse, but he's more of a third down type of linebacker. Then why not go Lavert Hill, who was a starter for Michigan, who has a fight to him, who has decent man-to-man coverage skills. He's not played much at zone. He's more of a 3-4 corner who's man-to-man type of guy. But he's also undersized for his position. Like, he's 5'10", 5'11" at best. So they will probably try him at slot, corner, and he will have to compete with his former teammate David Long Jr. and see who comes up on top. But I like both. But I'm gonna have to go with Lavert Hill, because you never know who might get hurt on the team, and he's got experience on the outside, and he can be used in the inside. So I would think it would be the best choice for the Rams to get a guy like Lavert Hill, who's a pretty quick and agile guy, man-to-man and coverage skills. He's lack of length hurts him, because they're saying that he's kind of small frame guy, but he's really good when it comes to man-to-man coverage. So I'm going to have to go with Lavert Hill on that one. And that puts the Rams at a pretty good draft. Really good draft. I'm looking at this draft, and I'm thinking, man, quality players all across the board that could be used in many different ways. So let me know what you guys think about my mock draft. This is just best available. Obviously, if I made 2 or 3 more of these, it would turn out a lot different. The draft is today. The Rams are not going to pick. I don't feel that the Rams would ever have another first-round pick ever again. They decide, first-round picks are... Why have a first-rounder if you got a guy like Jalen Ramsey on your team? Same thing with the Brandon Cooks type of guy. So maybe the Rams got humbled a little bit with the whole cap situation, so they're going to decide to go after the draft hard and maybe trade until they got a good quality amount of picks. And that's a good way. I mean, maybe the Rams don't have the high-end profile picks, but they got the quality depth, and that's what this draft looks like to me. Positions of need, we need an edge rusher. We will need a wide receiver. We do need a linebacker. We have a safety that can play both safety and linebacker, a slot DB that can play on the outside, and 2 interior offensive linemen who will help the Rams tremendously in protecting Goff from the inside and not letting the pocket collapse immediately like they did last season. So let me know what you think. Until next time, you guys, go Rams.